Right, call the meeting to order. Good afternoon. Today is September the 9th, 2025. This is the regular meeting scheduled for the Veteran Advisory Board. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation? Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gracious and eternal Father, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for all that you have done. We thank you for this committee, this board, Father God, as we come forth to serve your community, Father, give our hearts and our minds to what you desire for us to do. I thank you for all that we do and all who's here, Father. We just ask that you be in control of this meeting, Father. We thank you and we bless you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon.
You can't sneak in here with a cowboy hat. Not working.
Come on, tell.
All right.
That's pretty slick.
All right, let's go to item number 4, public comment.
We have someone from.
We have Patricia from the county attorney's office. She's going to speak on public comment. She's already sending her information. Go ahead, Patricia.
Hello, good afternoon. Very nice to meet you all. I think some of you all, particularly, I think at some different kind of veterans events around town, but particularly last year when the Commissioners Court, prior to Veterans Day, had a day kind of full of resolutions that were related to Veterans Day. I'm a member, I'm the chair for the Access to Justice Committee of the El Paso Bar Association. And some of you all may recall that we had a presentation last year and we did do an event for Veterans Day. However, I'm here today to speak to you all and public comment because really it's a request. We would really, the El Paso Bar Association, and just in case anyone isn't familiar with us, it's the association, the local association of attorneys here in El Paso. We really want to make an effort to connect with our veterans. So we know that it seems like it's a little bit early because we're looking at, kind of early September. But we really just want to kind of let you know that we are planning this event. And it's extremely important to us that we work with our veterans. And I know you all are a fantastic organization. You have connections with veterans organizations across the county. And really our request is that you all help us, kind of be put in contact with some of our veterans associations. Some of the things that, we have talked about is that we really want the full input of veterans as to the Bar Association events. We are here to serve and to serve our community and to serve our veterans. So I know that a lot in the past few years, and you all may have attended some different events that different bar associations have held. It tends to be that it's organized and then there's an invitation that goes out, but we really want to make sure that we have your input. And that includes input as to location, what's the best day. Our tendency is to do it, on a weekend, usually the weekend before Veterans Day or maybe after Veterans Day. But we would really like to hear from this group and organizations that you all represent about what is the best approach to reach our veterans and to get them, assistance. We generally, what we're looking at is, an educational type of event where we're offering, resources and information, possibly some referrals for folks, but want to hear from you. And again, that goes even as far as what's the best location that you all think that we should use, what date, and times we're open to that. So I really would like to ask Antoinette, to share my information, my contact information with you all. And if anybody on the board right now has ideas of individuals that I could comment, or we can get that information, please let me know, and I will reach out to you all individually.
Thank you so much, Patricia.
Can't comment on it.
We can't, no, we can't engage, but we'll discuss it.
Yeah, we do have some ideas. We do have some ideas, but we can't comment at this time, so, look forward to collaborating with you on,
And I'll reach back out to you, so.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to item number 5, the regular agenda. Discuss and approve meeting minutes for the Veteran Advisory Board meeting on August 19, 2025.
I move that we approve the minutes.
Yeah,
for the-
motion.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to item number B. Receive a presentation from the Veteran One-Stop Military Veteran Peer Network, MVPN, on overviews of services provided. Ms. Shalia?
I love you, Shalina. First of all, thank you for having me today and giving me this chance to present on our services. So the Veterans One-Stop Center. Well, this is the outline of what I'll be covering. Is it showing already?
Pulling it up.
Okay.
There it goes.
All right, so this is the outline of what I'll be covering, the population that we serve, the eligibility requirements, all the services provided by the One Stop Center, the resources available, and then I'll cover Military Veteran Peer Network as far as our purpose, the PSCs across, Texas, the services that we provide, and then contact info. Will I have more time? Switch. All right, so all our services at the Veterans One Stop Center are free. We see active duty service members, that includes National Guard reserves, veterans. We don't care about discharge status, and their families as well. I don't know, sorry. And then,
Automatic.
yeah.
We'll go that
All
way.
right, okay. Yeah, and as far as family members, it could be somebody, whether it's blood relative or somebody that you turn to when you're in that time of need. So for eligibility, we need a copy of your DD-214, ERB, your ID card, something showing that you are a active duty or a veteran.
I got this.
Okay. And then proof of residency, again, insurance, your car insurance card or utility bill. So these are the services that are provided from the clinical team. They have individual counseling, marriage, couples counseling, family counseling, and case management. As you can see, we see children 6 and up, and then adults. And then as far as case management, pretty much meeting those tools that you establish with your counselor, your therapist. So the flow of services is you'll come in, you'll do your eligibility documents, the demographic information, then you'll get a clinical assessment, and then you'll start the therapy. So you probably have like maybe 1 or 2 appointments before you started getting into all, the nitty gritty of your actual, your counseling services. So we have an education department at the facility. We have Grand Canyon University, Western Governors University. We do have a claims rep with TVC. He is a walk-in basis. Again, the case management, meeting those goals from your therapist, and then wraparound services. And when we do have funds, we are able to assist with utility and rental. And then as far as peer services and community resources, that's where I come into play with MVPN.
I got a question. If it's in your slides later on, tell me shut up. Wills and stuff of those events, do you guys assist with those? Or?
So we don't, but we do have Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid that starts hosting their clinic once a month there. I believe on the 4th Thursday, but I can verify.
Yeah, I had 2 guys this week asking about where can you get a will. I'm like, so.
You said Texas Rio Grande? Yes. We started using our facility once a month. No, you're good. All right, so the purpose of MVPN, again, to provide that one-on-one peer support. We coordinate peer support groups. Our main objective is to, build that camaraderie, to connect with community resources, and of course, promote the mental health and wellness. So MVPN is only a Texas state program. The way we work, we are contracted to work with the local mental health authorities in Texas. So here in El Paso, it's Emergence Health Network. And because they have a veterans department with the Veterans One Stop Center, I work hand in hand with the Veterans One Stop Center. But as you can see from the slide, there's over 62 Texas TVC certified peer service coordinators covering 254 counties in Texas. So these are some of the services that we provide. It's not really Everything's not up there, but that's for the most part what we do. The one-on-one peer support, the peer support groups. We provide services to those veterans that are incarcerated, suicide prevention awareness trainings. We do parent cafes, of course, the resource referrals with warm handoffs, and then volunteer opportunities. So as far as volunteer opportunities, outreach, assisting with that to let more people know about our services. We do veteran treatment court mentors, so I try to recruit for mentors for that program as well. Facilitation of our groups also.
How does that work?
That's a public comment. Public comment? Or public comment?
No.
No, sorry,
Actually,
she was
I don't
already,
think-
she was already
okay.
speaking.
All right, sorry, I apologize.
Keep
I thought
going.
this was the public comment.
No.
Bingo. Thank you, though.
I
Keep going?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
In mentorship, I hear a lot of people requesting mentorship right now.
Mhm.
And, is that program robust? Does it work? Is it?
The only thing I do is someone comes to me saying, hey, I have questions about the Veterans Treatment Court, then I try to link them up with Donna, who's the volunteer coordinator. So I don't do anything like specific. I know in the past, I did have their packet, so I would give that person the packet and then I would submit it for Donna to do whatever she needed to do on her part.
Thank you.
So for justice involved veterans, again, the Paso Veterans Treatment Court, everywhere else in Texas, I believe the MVPNs kind of oversee that program. Here we have Donna, so I try to, again, like I just stated, give her the contact information. We do go to Latuna Federal Correction Institute at least once a month to talk to the veterans in the reentry program. We have a partnership with the Paso County Jail Annex here. We go out there once a month to talk to those veterans in the reentry program. And then, of course, Texas Veterans Commission's JIV program. If they receive a jail card and it's for El Paso, they'll give it to us and we'll try to make connections with those veterans. Yes.
How does when you guys go in the jail, like, how does that work? Do they have, do they bring the veterans to you or?
So for like Latuna, they have what they call call out. So the veterans will meet in a room. We go out there, we'll do a peer support group. And then usually I do that for about 30 minutes or so. And then I was like, okay, do y'all need anything? And then they'll give me a list of stuff they might need. So I'll either get with those people in the community to find out, hey, how can we help this veteran? Or if I know the answer, I'll give it to them right then and there. So it just depends on their needs. As far as the county jail, as long as there's at least 1 or 2 veterans in their pods, I'm able to provide services. So like right now,
You're going in the pods?
I'm going in the actual pods. Yes, for the county jail. I go to the pods. Right now,
Annex on Montana.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing mental health first aid for their pods. So usually I would see all 3 in one day, but because the mental health first aid is a long training, I've been seeing once a month. So I'm on my last pod this month and I'll do the training for them. And then next month I'll do like a parent cafe for all 3 pods or something to help them. So once they are released, hopefully they don't go back into the system.
Nice, hardcore.
Great recipients. So as far as resource referrals, those that might need help with the rental utility assistance, legal assistance, mental health services, if the one stop is not able to meet their needs, substance use recovery, employment, stuff of that nature. Typically what I do is instead of giving them a list of resources to call, I'll reach out to the contact for those particular things. So let's say they need help with their claims and TVC can't meet it. I'll send Tony an email. Hey, can you reach out to this veteran to get them taken care of? So that's typically what we call a warm handoff. We want to make sure we reach out, that way I can do a follow-up to make sure that you're reaching out to that veteran. So this is an overview of the peer support groups that we have. Haven, which is harassment, assault, violence, ends now. So it's for survivors of sexual assault, sexual trauma. Man Cave is just for men, veterans, dependents. Yarnaholics is open to the entire community. Again, when you're learning a hobby and you're working with your hands, your mind starts to relax and it's a good hobby to pick up, and we provide all the materials. Pathfinders is just for active duty and veterans. And then the other side is kind of broken into 2 groups, but it's for those dependents and spouses, significant others of those veterans and active duty. And the next few slides kind of go into it in more detail with the QR code for those that want to join. So as you can see, Man Cave coming together, getting that support. And all the groups except for Haven are on the first and third Thursday of the month. They start at 17:30 and then at 18:30. So we're always looking at developing new groups, whatever, to meet the needs of the community.
Do you have a lot of veterans engagements or?
Yes, at one point we had over 30 coming through, and then when we moved to the east side, it kind of, fell through, but we're starting to build it back up. I want to say we have at least 10 that come on a regular basis, and they've been coming since COVID because they get something out of it, so.
Can anyone join the Yarnaholics?
Yes, anybody, even if they're civilians, they can come. And that's a hybrid group, so if they want to stay home and do the course, they can. Well, not the course, but the group, yeah, they can.
And you connect over?
Over Teams, so they send me registration through Eventbrite, and I'll just find out if you want to come in person or if you want to go, if you want to stay home, I'll meet up to get you the materials, and then I'll just give you the link to join for the Yarnaholics. For Haven, for lack of a better word, I kind of screen them just to make sure the group's a good fit, make sure they understand that we don't just focus on the trauma, we focus on just life, coping and everything else.
Recovery.
Yeah, if they want to talk about the trauma, we're open to it, but we don't want to re-trigger anybody either. So it just depends on, how they're feeling, I guess you could say. Well, that's small. But these are the trainings that we have that we facilitate at the military veteran. It's going to be more slides after. Sorry. But CALM, counseling on access to lethal means, putting time and distance between someone that's having suicidal ideations and their means of suicide. Ask about suicide to save a life. Getting comfortable asking that question. Are you thinking about killing yourself? Are you thinking about suicide? Mental health first aid, being able to identify when someone might be having a mental health issues and what to do if you do recognize them. The Parent Cafe is covering the 5 protective factors. It's supposed to be geared towards building stronger families and alleviating domestic violence in the home. We do that in collaboration with the Center for Children. And then SAVE is specifically for veterans, suicide prevention awareness. We do that in collaboration with the VA, and we host that at least once a quarter. Money management is a workshop that we do in collaboration with Chase. They host it on the first Mondays of the month. It's open to anybody in the public, and it's virtual.
Do you require this? Like, I don't want to say back in the Army, you had to go to check writing class and go bad checks, back in the day. But for those that are reoccurring on requesting.
We used to, yeah. We're still kind of, because the grant just started, but
Right.
We used to work with One Stop, and if you're a repeat applicant, then you would have to go through money management in order to come back and reapply. So it used to be a
That's
checks
awesome.
and balances type.
Financial guidance kind of goes more in depth, like, how does your credit work for you and whatever questions they might have, beyond just building a budget. So again, that's the first Monday we alternate. So one month we do money management, the next month financial guidance, and then so forth. Same training, again, is facilitated by the VA. We just pretty much put out the registration and try to get the people to attend, and we try to do that once a quarter. The Ask and the CALM we do on the first Thursday of the month. We just alternate between which one that we do. So I think this month I did CALM, so next month I'll be doing the Ask training.
What's that? What's Ask?
Ask about suicide to save a life.
Okay.
Yes. Military cultural competency, we teach that every first Thursday of the month. And then again, we alternate between the suicide prevention trainings between Ask and CALM, but the MCC is every first Thursday. And then if an organization reaches out wanting us to do it for their organization specifically, we'll just check our calendar, find a date that matches, and then we'll facilitate it for them as well.
Can you elaborate on what that is?
So it's pretty much especially for those that are not familiar with military and they might be working with the demographic, having a better understanding of what service members and veterans go through, the lingo that we use, stuff like that. And I believe with the new, I know it's TBFA, but it's not anymore. But with that grant, I think one of the requirements was to have MCC, so we're available to facilitate it for those to meet their grants.
TBC's requirement next year.
Okay, yeah. So some people already kind of got the ball rolling and they've reached out to us. So we've done it for like 4 organizations so far. Again, mental health first aid, we do this every third Thursday of the month. We do 3 different modules. We do youth, adult, and military veteran module. All the modules are for adults, just recognizing those mental health issues in that particular demographic. John started with the Fort Bliss, a partnership with them. So we started doing it for the active duty soldiers, and we've set aside the 4th Tuesday of the month to do it specifically for the soldiers so they can get released from duty. That'll be their place of duty to get this training.
You getting young soldiers in there? Or?
Yes, I think we've done it 3 times for Fort Bliss alone, and we've had over 20 sign up each time. And I have them come into civilian clothes.
Or they self-sign up?
They self-sign up. Boss is a big collaborator in trying to recruit, so they'll put it out. They'll give me the names. I'll submit it to EHN, who builds their profile on the system, and then they show up.
Awesome.
You can follow us on social media. So we're on Facebook. We have the MVPN page and the Veterans One Stop page. I have a volunteer page as well on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn, and we have a website. And if you follow me on Nextdoor, I'm on Nextdoor too. I put the same stuff there as well.
If you want to know what's going on in the veteran community.
Yes, I try to share everything regardless of whether or not it's my organization. If it's veteran focused, I try to push it out. And our contact information, myself and Joe are here to be of assistance to anybody that might need it. So feel free to reach out. And that's all I have. Thank you for giving me the time.
Any questions?
Hey, awesome brief. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, let's go to item number C. Receive an update from the El Paso County Veteran Service Organization, Director of El Paso VA Clinic, and other guests in attendance on information or events to El Paso County.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Amin.
Oh, step it up. That was a good brief right there, young
I don't
man.
know.
Come back next month.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back. I didn't bring no slides today. My name is Amin Enriquez, and I'm the Chief for Center for Development and Civic Engagement El Paso VA. Speaking today on behalf of Mr. Mark Riello, the actual interim director of the El Paso VA. So great things happening at the El Paso VA. Very exciting times. We have our new build is going up, and you guys see it from the highway this week. Last few weeks, we've been all the departments got to go ahead and select all the furniture that's going to be going into that building. So very, very exciting times. That means we're moving forward. Building's still on schedule. 2029 is the groundbreaking for that. So that's going to be really, really nice. Some of the things that we are providing to veterans, we still have our veteran extended hours. Those extended hours is to, allow veterans to not go to emergency room for minute things that they need to get taken care of. The hours are from 4 to 7:30 at the main clinic. The extended hours is to enroll veterans needing after hours minor health conditions such as cough, flu, throats, headaches, urinary symptoms, skin conditions, and minor things like that. Step throws, strains, things like that. The clinic is on a walk-in basis, only designed to bridge the gap between routine primary care and emergency care. As we know, the long hours in the emergency room for veterans and for just normal folks is long hours. I've been there myself. So now the VA is offering this hours Monday through Friday, so folks can take advantage of that. The phone number, if you guys got any questions, is 915-564-6100 extension 6686. They also X-rays are not provided, but community care and pharmacy will be available. So for those. In addition to that, we have our homeless stand down this coming Friday. It's going to be at the National Guard Reserve Center. A great event. We do it every year. We're trying to bridge the gap between the homeless population in El Paso and the VA, and then they're bringing out all these other services and community partners to partner up with our veterans, homeless veterans. We also, in addition to that, we're doing a homeless donation food drive for the VA. And anybody that want to participate in that, I'll send you the flyer, Ms. Hunt. We're doing it the whole month. So that way we can get as much food needed for those, safe houses, safe homes that we have in El Paso, pass out the food and things like that. We also, on Friday, we're doing a Patriots Day Remembrance Day at the VA at 8:40 a.m. From 8:40 to 9 a.m. We're going to be right outside the VA. It's going to be by the flagpole. And it's something that we started a few years ago, and we're continuing that trend. Stand down, Patriots Day. And with that, that's all I have. Pending any questions, Yes, ma'am.
Are they doing the COVID at the extended hour?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So anything with like flu shots or anything like that, I know the flu shots are gonna come
They
in.
were saying it was limited.
Yes, it's limited, but I mean, they'll have, pretty sure. We haven't been getting like a lot of folks to go into the extended hours, so I'm pretty sure they'll take care of it.
I think they're still at the last meeting that they had at the VSO update, they're waiting on the new batch.
The new batch coming in.
I guess they haven't even formulated it. So it's not the VA, they're waiting on Merck or Pfizer or whatever company.
Questions?
That's it?
That's it today. I know, normally I come in hot and heavy.
Good job. Good job.
You beat me today. I told you I wasn't, today I didn't have too much.
Humble.
You gotta come to
I
every.
accept the fees, I accept the fees.
Now, and I know they did put out the other day, one of the questions was asked was the extended hours, would they be at the off-site locations or the community?
The C-Box.
But it's not.
It's not.
He said,
Just
just
not the
because of leases, right? I think it was the main reason for leases on the
Yes.
the properties won't let them be open after certain hours and stuff like that.
A lot of our buildings are leased, so we can't do extended hours.
My call stayed the whole call for town hall.
Fixed.
They flagged your phone number.
Were you able to ask any questions?
I'm in the queue and they have not called back, so they lied. Again, they didn't call me back.
You were almost there.
Yeah, we made big progress.
You are, you're 100%.
It's a use ever stand the call this time.
All right, let's go to item D. Receive an update from the City of El Paso Program Coordinator regarding veteran issues. Jones?
Hello, good afternoon. So first off, I just want to thank all you guys. We wrapped up our Borderplex Veteran Service Provider Summit last week. A lot of you guys took part in it. Some of you guys were even on panels, so I really appreciate you guys' support with that. We had about 120 service providers come through the door, both days, probably second day a little bit less, but the first day in total, probably around 110 to 120. Panels, a lot of great reviews coming on the back end. People kind of liked the new version of what we did here, where we kind of had those panels and vignettes. So just want to thank everybody for that. But for updates and upcoming things, this Thursday, I know it's coming up here fast. We'll be doing our Coffee with Veterans. It'll be at Project Amistad. I got some flyers I'll pass out to you guys at the end. Yeah, I know we have a lot of events back to back, but if you can come out to support, it's 8:30 to 10:30. It's here in the Northeast, or over there in the Northeast. I think I'm back home. It's at 3210 Dyer Street, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. We'll be supporting the VA's Homeless Stand Down, which is Friday. Amina already kind of brought that up. And then lastly, I'm always going to kind of keep pushing this at the end of the month. We do have our honor flight coming up, and that's going to be September 25th. Is the departure super early, like 4 a.m. in that time frame if you want to come out and support. A lot of people choose to support on the arrival when they come back from DC, and that's Saturday the 27th, and that's at 4 p.m. But I'd be there pretty sharp, because how this whole thing works is that you guys know how airplanes and airports work. You get off the plane and you walk out. So there really isn't a big gap like, oh man, I showed up at 4:15, it might be wrapped up. So try to get there early.
The early days, the 25th?
The 25th, which is Thursday.
But the 3 o'clock is to show up to volunteer. The flight people don't leave out until about 5:30.
Yeah.
It's to cheer them
It's
as
to
they
cheer them
Yeah,
on and
exactly.
get them organized and give them their goodies.
And what time, you said 3?
3.
That's probably when I'm going to be there.
3:15.
Yeah. A.m.
Please say AM.
Yes.
Bless you.
And then, of course, we're having our Veteran Affairs Advisory Committee meeting next week on Thursday at 10 a.m. City Hall. It'll be live streamed as well. One of the presenters for next week was brought up when you guys were speaking. We're going to have, you guys are asking about the Veterans Treatment Court. They will be giving a presentation at the back next week. So if you want to learn more about that program, they'll be giving a presentation.
That's the 18th, right?
18th, yep, 10 a.m. And that's all for me.
That's all you got? That's
So
all
you
you
got
got?
any canned goods, bring them to the next Coffee with Veterans, because it's gonna be at the places collecting them, Amistad.
Well, I think it'll be,
They'll be done?
It'll be right before. They'll all be
Well,
staged.
everybody can always use canned goods.
That's true. Yeah,
So,
bring them, Amistad will keep them, but I'm
not
pretty sure it
fair.
won't go to the stand
But I'm
down. It'll
saying
probably,
that-
yeah. We'll just keep collecting them for the VA's event, so.
All
right, let's go to item E. Receive an update from the El Paso County Veteran Assistance Office regarding veteran issues.
Okay, so one, I want to talk about Patricia's request, and I think the best way would be to direct staff, and then you all take it out to the community. And then as you hear ideas of what legal issues we would want presented in the board association event. So what I got from Patricia is that they want to do this the week before Veterans Day, but she wants feedback. So we're giving legal classes or legal information that's pertinent to veterans. So I know that there's an event for September 11th at Flags. I know there's an event at Amistad. I know. So if you're out in the next week in the community, bring this up as an issue. I already asked Luther, could we bring this issue with veterans? Because I was in the legal field in the Army, I get a lot of legal questions, and I've kind of already passed those to Patricia. But if you get those issues, well, that was one of our top needs in the needs assessment was legal assistance. Trilla does a good job, the Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid, but they are income-based. So you go see them, and then if you make too much money, they may give you a recommendation, as I understand it. But that's good information for veterans to say, to understand. And offhand, some of the things that I heard were, I've had veterans ask me as far as like estate planning, transfer on death versus a trust, how do they keep their property out of probate, wills and powers of attorney, divorce and child support issues, as far as like your VA income being used for the purposes of child support. So those are just some of the issues. I've already talked to her about that a little bit, but we can take this to the community and see what they would like to see. That way we give them a good information. And then also I've given her a couple options as far as location. We're going to check to see if maybe the one-stop location is available. It's a good central place for veterans know to go. But if it's okay with you, if you could just direct staff and as we go out into the community, and then bring any feedback back to me so I can report back to Patricia. Next week, for those of you that I haven't spoken to about it, so we have the stand down on Friday. Half of my staff will be there supporting. Next week on Tuesday is Texas Veterans Commission grants across Texas. So that's where we get our big check presented to us for our grant. It's going to be right here at Commissioner's Courtroom.
What is it?
It's Tuesday at 10 a.m. And it's not just our office or the county, it's every veteran grantee who is awarded a grant for veterans through Texas Veterans Commission. Tuesday the 16th at 10 a.m. here in the Commissioner's Court. So if you want to come support that, I think it'll be a great event. And you'd be surprised. It's also good to learn because then you know who got a grant. Like Child Crisis Center has a grant. And we're going to take that opportunity to try to break bread with them and just talk about who's got what so we can better organize in the community. Also, the 16th, DAV Chapter 1, Northeast Chapter 187 is doing a claims clinic at American Legion Post 58. So that letter is going out from the DAV to all veterans in El Paso, but and it's going to be supported by the VBA from the VA Center. My office is county service officers, and Texas Veterans Commission will support too. So they're just doing a claims clinic. They're going to do some classes in the morning, then they're actually going to file claims in the afternoon. And that's at American Legion Post 58 off of Vulcan. I always mix those.
It's 4724.
4724 Vulcan.
It's all day?
It's starting at 11. So yeah, we're probably going to split the baby on that one and send some people in the morning. Then when we get done with the check presentation, head over to that direction. We have some very important resolutions coming up, and I just want to make sure they're on your radar. So the 6th of October will be the Gold Star Moms and Families resolution. That's Monday, 6th October. I will reach out to them as far as coordinating for them to be at court. I actually have a meeting with them next week. On the 27th of October will be the official Veteran of the Year resolution announcing the new Veteran of the Year. The Veteran of the Year by policy has to be approved by Commissioner's Court. So We do our part, and then I have to do the checks to make sure they had an honorable discharge, et cetera, and then I do an agenda item for commissioners' part in a resolution, and they ratify that solution. So for those who had questions about the transparency prior to the announcement, it's in the policy letter. Also on 27 October is Operation Greenlight. That's a National Association of Counties event. We're asking local businesses and people in their personal homes to change their porch lights to green from 4 to 11 November. And with that, I was going to ask Luther about the city for the Star on the Mountain. Are we good?
So we've already reached out to them. I got to check. So
check on the status.
Yeah,
okay.
I think when you initially asked me, I sent the request. I'm thinking they said yes. Let me just double check.
Okay, let me know once you get it so we can close the loop on that. I'm also going to work with communications on trying to do a press release and actually ask the businesses downtown to see if they'll support, like some of these businesses have the large lighting. I've already talked to them about that, but I think I'm going to put it in an official work order so we can make sure it gets out in time. We're about 2 months out from Veterans Day. And that's kind of, I call it the Super Bowl for my office. Like, it's all hands on deck for that stuff. Other than any questions you may have, that's all I have for the group.
All right, let's go to item F. Discuss and take appropriate action concerning the 2025-26 Veteran of the Year selection.
Okay, so far, and this is typical, I only have one nomination. I'm going to re-release it on Facebook. This is typical. I promise you, the last week of September, about 50 people will drop off nominations. That's why I kind of gave myself more of a gap this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always last minute. So we open it up for 6 weeks and everybody turns in the last 6 days. And so that's where we're at with that. But if you can help share it, I'll share it again on social media. But if you can help spread the word just so we make sure and continue to put it out as we go out into events for that, for the nominations to come in. That's all I have for that. Do you guys have, and just to let you know, because we got questions in public meetings about the transparency, the selection, the policy concerning the Veteran of the Year is now on our webpage, right where the nominations are, because I want to make sure that everybody is clear that there's a policy. I don't operate in a gray area. Everything's in black and white. So any questions for me on that? Comments?
Any questions out there?
See you in the morning.
Yes, sir.
All right, I know we were asking some questions in one of the companies we're at, and we're not gonna put up no nonsense. All right, you come up with that tomfoolery today, we cut it right off.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything we do here is transparent. It's on the board and it's on the website. I mean, and even the rubrics. So we cut them off short and say, hey, take that nonsense home. So
yeah. There's a lot of misconceptions. Just at the expo last week, one of our former Veterans of the Year actually asked us if we had already chosen the Veteran of the Year. Like, there was that misconception that we had already picked. And I was like, I received one nomination and...
Sorry, I was spreading that room. Not joking.
We'll see you after this.
Yeah. But just
Already
everything's done in black and white and it's according with the policy. And that's why one of the first things I did was ask for a policy governing it, because I want to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So,
And we were also asked about the rubrics as well as asked about fairness. And we said, we don't know male, female, indifferent because it's redacted. We don't get to see a name, a picture, and it's just strictly by what's written. So that was put out.
I had a question. At what point do you block out the names? Who has the applications? You do.
So what I'm doing is I created a folder on my desktop with the names, and then I'm gonna create a spreadsheet where folder 1 equals this person, folder 2. So when we're done, then I can say, okay, number 4 is actually this person, and everybody should know at that point. But if you're in this community, you'll know by what they do. Like if I said someone volunteers with them or works for MVPN and they do X, Y, and Z in these classes, then I would immediately be like, oh, okay, I know. But if you don't know, then you'll just say, and it's quantifiable data. So the rubrics breaks down like what you do in the community, how many people it reaches, etc. So, and it's all on the county webpage so that everybody can see it and they can write the nomination according to the rubrics.
And she's a non-voting member, so the only one that voted up here,
Yeah.
so, but the packets that come to us, have already been redacted, we have no idea. Again, I guess Hops, you could read through it. I thought everybody here was a gentleman.
You said, dude.
I told you. No, I had no idea, you know, and it wasn't, and I was just amazed the amount of stuff, and I still am, that the devil does.
So they must not have gave a really detailed nomination for you because you were in the like it says it in the title, you were in the Women's Army Corps, right? Right?
Man.
So when you read that, you were still like, huh, I wonder if that's a guy.
Well, because of the name.
Well, we didn't, last year we did not redact. We did not redact last year, but we didn't know either. Like, we did not redact. That's something that we selected this year.
Oh, okay.
What, Friday?
You still should have known that.
I'm
You
not
still
black
should have
enough.
figured it out, right? That was like, someone's like, oh, I wonder if it's a male or female. They're college, female college athlete of the year. I'm
I was
really
gonna
do-
say something.
right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop. Are we done with that item?
We are done with
We
that.
are,
Okay.
well done.
Let's go to item G, discuss and take appropriate action regarding Veteran Advisory Board short and long-term goals for 2025.
Okay, so I sent up a follow-up email yesterday. I think I already have it. I have it up here. Dr. Gallegos and the communications team sent out this draft launch guide, right? And I asked her if I could share it with the Veterans Advisory Board just to get your feedback. And off the bat, the only thing that I really like, I like the plan. I like how they want to get it out. There's a couple of things that I want to do with the resource guide. One, I saw some glaring deficiencies, like the 988 suicide awareness line is not on there as an emergency, and I think that should be immediately rectified. So I'm going to kind of comb through there. I'm going to ask you guys to do the same. I may send it to you as well.
Yeah,
just to see
please.
if
I was gonna say, maybe you can do that.
anything glaring because I want to make sure it's whole and it's not just the people that we like or that we've talked to or whatever, and go through that. The other thing that I saw in this document, and I sent it to y'all yesterday, and I think Mike has a copy of it, is that nowhere in this does it say that this is coming from the Veterans Advisory Board, and I would like to see that like in a press release, like the Veterans Advisory Board has created this resource guide. It's one of your priorities, and I want to give credit where credit is due. So that's one of the things that was glaring to me. Another resource that I didn't see, and I think that we should, I absolutely want to add the city's resource page and back and forth so that if you go to one, you automatically get to the other. Like it shouldn't be like, I want my own thing and they want their own thing. We should be working together for the common
It's
good
gotta
of the
be better,
veterans.
that's.
I think we have a better art team. Like graphic, I was looking at you guys.
Well, they're redoing our entire website, and so like anything that they add now is kind of temporary because they're going to, I think, a new platform, right, Alexis?
The county website gives that like 1980s El Paso
Hey.
vintage kind of
Good
thing.
years.
We're
It looks nice.
8-track.
It looks cool.
It's got 8-track. We're getting there. But are there any comments or concerns with that? Other than I am going to make a comment about adding the Veterans Advisory Board to it. I know that we are the Veterans Capital, and I want that out there, and I want it connected to the Capital because it's something that's
Veterans Capital
good.
didn't do anything for the resource guy. You guys right here did all the work.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's why I said I want to make sure that the credit is given where it's due. So when we do a press release, we can say the Veterans Capital, but you can say the Veterans Advisory Board. And it's just talking about who created it, whose priority it was, and how we're going to do it. But I think that if you're okay with this, other than that change, I can start pushing forward. And then what we need to do is just make sure that before we go forward with the press release, that we really take a look and look at the gaps in the resource guide. And
I'd like
yeah, I'm going to
We'll buy
send it to
lunch.
her today.
for the next meeting, for compensation, but no, because I think we know what we know, and that's what we know.
I call her all the time. Like
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
does
if you could have an
this?
expert set of eyes look at it, or say, hey, you guys- I don't know how
She
he
doesn't
just, I don't know how he just
have
not
anything
ate. You know,
Nothing going
I don't know.
I'll feed you barbecue. It's okay.
Get some boobies downstairs.
I can't with you.
I can't.
I
Anything
think we
else?
can do that. We can go like what you were saying,
Yes.
what Mike was saying. I can, make sure that whatever you guys have, I'm not missing something on our side and vice versa.
I think we should
I
do
think
a
9-8
scrub.
is like right on our main.
I don't know how he missed that. I don't call it, so, that's a shame on us.
Yeah, I think we can do a scrub, and that maybe even something like a subcommittee of the VAB and the VAC maybe could do. I don't know how much the VAB and the VAC, how much the VAC does outside of the meeting, but it may be something that they can do. And I think the more you get them involved, the more they'll want to, like, these guys support me in everything I do, and I appreciate it every day, so.
So there's some slight changes that are coming to the back. They're positive changes that they'll be able to, I think they'll be more able to work with you guys.
At the end of the day, I hate saying this on record, but we appreciate it. No, because I think at the end of the day, we all have the same goal as help a veteran.
Yep.
And there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there'll be some, there'll be, internally, it'll be good though. The players will be more apt to play. That's nice.
Yes.
All right, let's go to item H. Receive monthly update from the Veteran Advisory Board members on items of interest or issues to the representative for precinct veterans. Precinct 1, Mr. Barnes.
I know as we move forward, I have folks in precinct 1, second to none. They're looking forward to assisting in veteran assistance. Like, I think food drive is one of them. Our fire chief out there, he's always bugging, he's always proactive in saying, hey, how can we help veterans? How can we help veterans? So I know at the fire station, we might put a food box of food drives up there and put it out on our community WhatsApp, and folks can do a drop off there. So the thing is, where does the food go? You know what I'm saying? I know there's.
Can I speak? Is it okay? So what she didn't mention, Shalia, is that they host an annual Vetsgiving, and she falls in precinct 1, the one stop. And I'd like to do a resolution and put boxes up here. I'm gonna send it to you to try to pitch it to the commissioner's support, but we have our first meeting, I think, next week for the planning, but I want to get it on a commissioner support resolution soon.
Are you looking for a place to host a?
But she does it at her.
We do a
her
drive-through
place,
event.
but
Oh, I see what you're saying.
in order for the county to collect canned goods, we have to do a resolution. It has to be sponsored by one of the commissioners, but you can also do that at the ESD if that's something you want. But also, like, it's not just the can collection. I plan to go out there and put on a vest and help hand out baskets the day of. And it's something that, like, I think is just a feel-good event to do right before the holiday season. So I think that's one way we can get involved in a volunteer effort, not to volunteer you guys for any more than you already do, but it's a good resource. It's and I know we used to pair with another agency, but I don't think we're doing it anymore for veterans specifically during holidays. So they call it Vetsgiving. Their first planning meeting is next week, the 19th. And if you want in on that, I can forward you the team's invite. And I do plan to try to get the resolution, but I haven't talked to the commissioner staff about it yet. But
I know you have folks out there wanting to help, but I don't want to say just blow them off. I want to feed that need. Their need to, and their desire to assist, so builds that foundation for the future. So,
Let's go to precinct 2.
Precinct 2, our commissioner has, thank you, Tony, for setting this up, helping to set it up. They're going to do a visit down to Endeavor on the 24th to see how the establishment is. And I found out the 24th also is, I believe, is a ribbon cutting event for them.
it's the 13th of November is what I'm tracking, but I'll verify it depending on
Something else on the 24th also down there. Endeavor when we go down on the day we go for the visit.
What time is that gonna be?
It's 09 to 10:30. I'm pulling it up.
Not ribbon cutting, you're.
09.
09 to 10:30.
On the 24th, yes.
Yeah, they're doing like two different, like they're doing like a soft opening and then they're doing a November too. Because when they were
The grand opening is November
The
13th.
grand opening
Yeah.
November, soft opening on the 24th.
Yeah, they should be moving furniture in this week or next week.
No, not yet.
What do you have?
I almost had an office there.
For the ribbon cutting? No, but for the walkthrough, if you haven't done the walkthrough, it's a pretty amazing facility. It's very large and I could easily get lost in there. But Commissioner Stout's team is going through. Efren's gonna join them for that one. So if you wanna join, let me know. I'll send you the calendar invite. Anything else from precinct
Nothing
2?
else.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Precinct 3, absent. Or you want to go ahead?
Thanks. I'm Javier Paz, Secure Policy Advisor for Commissioner Juliana. I wanted to pass out, invite everyone here to the 4 veteran events that are going to be in our precinct for Veterans Day. So I want to give everybody a heads up. The events for those. So the first one's the Horizon one. I can probably go in order because the first one really is Sanelli, which is Sanelli goes Monday or Saturday morning. And then, so this is kind of like the long-standing Mr. Borrego's big project that he's been doing for a long time. And then after that one, people head over to Clint. So here's the one for Clint. And then that one I discussed earlier, Horizon is gonna wanna, we convinced them to not have it at the same time because we don't want the veterans events to compete. We want veterans to support other veterans, which they agreed. So they decided to go ahead and have it in the afternoon, the Horizon one. And then finally, another new one that's coming up is Socorro. Now we had to convince them to not to do it on Saturday because they went. So they said, we'll do it Sunday. Everybody's doing anything on Sunday. So there'll be the only event on Sunday. So those are basically 4 precinct 3 veteran events that are going on.
Can you share these with me on digits so I can post
Yeah.
them?
I'll definitely tell you that. And so this is just an invite for all of you to support and I guess, and then Mr. Stablowski has, I don't have his flyer, but Fabens also has their event, but theirs is on Monday, the 10th. Yeah, so he'll be, because he uses the school, the students participate and stuff, so they have theirs Monday, and then of course, after that, we don't know, Veterans Day, I think.
The Northeast is doing something at Flags Across America on Monday, the 11th, the actual Veterans Day, but not a parade. It's a ceremony. It's a ceremony, and it should be like short and sweet, and we can all go down to Golden Corral after to get our free food.
And as you've noticed, we've made sure that they all have Veterans Veterans Capital logos everywhere. So they're all invested in the theme, and several of these judges will be speaking at the Horizon and the Socorro one because it's their first one. So he's going to be commissioner, and of course we'll speak at all 4 of them, or 5 actually, including Bosky's. And what else? Oh, and thank you all for participating at the Fabens groundbreaking for their memorial. So that was we think went really well. And so we're hoping that you all can be part of that big ribbon cutting. It'll be probably February. And I think that's all I have.
Your next Lower Valley Veterans is?
So it's October 7th. However, it's pending because we haven't decided whether we want to, because already the memorial, so as you know, I don't know if you know or don't know, but at the Tornillo veterans, the Tornillo Neighborhood Association applied for a neighborhood grant, and they got awarded the $125,000, and they wanted to do all towards the Veterans Memorial. So that memorial is already off and kicked. So we're almost thinking of making that meeting at the park to do a little mini groundbreaking so that we don't leave Fort Tornillo out. We did a big thing for people.
I talked to Lydia. Lydia's on the engineer team for that. she's gonna add me to the meetings for the memorial just to make sure that everything's like in the correct order.
Yeah, and that's why I talked to her about the date and stuff like that. So she said that that's fine. They definitely will do a ribbon cutting whenever we get to that point, because that's already, the design's already, it's already moving forward. They're gonna have these and I should have brought, and I can go get it real quick so I can pass it around, what it's gonna look like, the memorial for Tornillo. So it's a neat little one that was funded from a neighborhood. What was neat was it was funded from a neighborhood association grant.
Mhm.
So it wasn't even from the veterans group.
No,
It
no,
was
no, yeah.
from a neighborhood association group. And they decided, veterans is who we wanna spend our neighborhood grant on. They could have picked, Fabens picked the basketball court for the kids, which is great too. But the Tornillo ones, they said we want to honor the veterans because everybody else is getting veteran things and we're not. So and there's no funding, of course, so they figured let's utilize this one opportunity that we got, 125,000. It barely made actually it didn't even make it. Like they're actually going to be short. They're not going to get the flags. So that's another project that we're still, I think, will eventually get to figuring out how we're going to fund.
What flags are you looking for?
The original. So right now, I'll bring you the rendering so you can look at it. Look, it has this neat little cube kind of. It's going to be a very modern-ish, very type. All of it looked great except the flags are not going to be included because that was like another about 440.
Flags or flag poles? The
flag poles.
Oh, like 6 or something or whatever.
So yeah, that was just an expense that had to be cut out because the 125 only goes so far nowadays. When you think it sounds like a lot, 125,000.
It's not really. No.
It's barely enough for the memorial. So where everybody's happy, they're fine with that. We're like, hey, it's better. And we'll eventually get around to
You can always build on it and you
figure
can
out how to
look for sponsors.
other stuff. Yeah,
Potentially.
we'll figure it out. But I think that's all I have. Let me go get it so that way we can check it out.
Hey, your rep called in, he's out of town this week, so he apologized for.
The most important thing is if he's going to be here on the next, the veteran,
For like, yeah.
for
If we
the
have
voting,
to
right?
tie up and drag it out.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I call him. I missed that one. I'll be right back. Any questions?
No. Precinct 4?
Let's go to precinct 4.
Okay, couple of things. Stole my thunder on the 11th of November for the flag site.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. And right now, I'm meeting tomorrow with Councilwoman Trejo. We're doing the project with my one lovely little soldier over there at Veterans Park. Is going to have a nice mural for Carl Robinson, retired, deceased from last year.
Are you meeting at
We're meeting at the Veterans Park, yeah.
Okay.
At 4. And I've already met with a few of the artists that are helping to do the mural or that are going to give me prints. And as soon as I get their input, I'll bring it and show you guys what we have on board. I'm also working with Carla Zanelli from the El Paso Arts Association. She has helped me put together a flyer and a deadline for the guys that are over there at the actual school to bring out what they have and in remembrance. And I had pictures sent of Carl Robinson in uniform, in his hat, out in the community with different people in the area and things that he did. Also to put in the star because of El Paso, also the mountain backdrop. And something to do with the convention center because he did a big, hellacious Thanksgiving dinner every year with triple wrap around the convention center just to feed the people that needed to eat. And we had to be up at 5 o'clock to go up there and clean and serve and decorate. So that was a standard thing until he passed away. He's done a lot, not just for the Northeast. He's done a lot in city council, his district, everything in El Paso. So everybody has knowledge of all of his activity. So that was a big project for me. I also have been doing stuff with the Honors Flight. I met over at the GI Supply. Some of the veterans were missing duffel bags or something to carry their things in to go on the Honors Flight. And seeing how they have such a multitude of workers in there, I had suggested that we do something to honor them because it's like a sweatshop in there. If you go in there, it's stacked top to bottom with all the active duty and other people around that need all of their stuff sewn on, ripped off, whatever, promotions, everything. And they work tirelessly to support the Fort Bliss and other people in the community for anything sewn on. So if you have a minute on Dyer Street, just pop in. You don't have to do anything. Just pop in and see the work that they do. It's amazing. And that's it for me on my side. Okay. Any questions?
I have one alibi. So the Fabens event is on the 10th. There are two important resolutions at Commissioners Court on the 10th. DAV Northeast Chapter 187 is having a resolution they had their resolution that went to national and is now going to,
10th of November.
yes, that'll be on the 10th of November. And I definitely need you at Commissioners on the 10th of November.
I'm on a cruise.
Did you see that?
But we will, and I did talk to Mr. Sablaski, we will send the rest, Efren will support Fabens, and I'll send one of the other guys to support Fabens because there's two, and I want to make sure we support.
Is it 9 o'clock on the
These
10th?
are really early, they start getting ready.
Yeah.
The school.
Tell your man out of jail.
Is it 9 o'clock on the 10th?
It's 9:30.
Okay.
9 for you.
When I get off my cruise.
What's the date on that again?
The 10th, Monday, the 10th of November, so.
You're gonna send something out on that?
I sure will. I'll send out all the calendar invites for the upcoming resolutions so you guys can check.
Always says that.
Listen, the other night I sent you like 15 calendar invites and you called me the next day.
You think Andy is at some calendar place?
No.
But that's all that I have.
Got the wrong mic and she's put me to work.
Yeah, there's two mics. Sometimes I schedule claims with this mic. It's fun.
Next item, adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
All right.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That is the fastest meeting yet.